of laughter, the words of a friend, your favorite song. Sounds mean so much to us, and our world grows smaller if we suffer from hearing loss. At Hidden Hearing, you can trust our expert audiologists to help, with a no-quibble 90-day money-back guarantee to ensure peace of mind. Visit www.hiddenhearing.ie or call 1850 21 44 88. Hidden Hearing. Life is worth hearing.
The B&Q 3 for 2 offer is now on, including an unmissable 3 for 2 on all paints such as Dulux and Valspar. For this show-stopping deal, hurry to B&Q. You can do it when you 3 for 2 it. Every third item per single transaction in descending price order free. Offer ends 3rd of November. See diy.com/DIY/Ireland.
The United Kingdom is due to leave the European Union on the 31st of October. Some of the changes Brexit will bring are already known, and it's important to understand what these changes will mean. We know living, working and travelling on the island of Ireland and between Britain and Ireland will stay much the same, thanks to the Common Travel Area and the rights it gives Irish and British citizens. To find out more, visit gov.ie/Brexit, an initiative of the Government of Ireland.
It's autumn, which means it's autumn project time. And at T.J. O'Mahony's, you'll get everything you need to get that autumn project done. Get floored with the deals in laminate, engineered and solid wood flooring. 10mm laminates from $12.95, 12mm from $18.40 per square metre, and get your underlay free when you spend €150 or more on these floors. See the next generation 5G engineered click flooring, all for only $49.75 per square metre. The amazing autumn project sales at T.J. O'Mahony's, Arklow, Ballymount, Care, Gort, Oranmore and T.J. O'Mahony's Plus Prosperous.
The K Club in Kildare is the perfect venue for your next event. 18 dynamic meeting spaces, a range of outdoor activities and indoor experiences. Just 30 minutes from Dublin. For brilliant team building and unforgettable away days, call the K Club Meeting and Events team on 01 601 7200 or visit kclub.ie.
Are you with Vodafone 3 or Air and looking for a new phone? At Carphone Warehouse, we have better deals than any other mobile phone shop in town. Like, switch to Vodafone and get the Huawei P30 Pro for free. Yes, free! On a €60 a month plan. Or the Samsung S10e for $49.99 with a free wireless charger on a €40 a month plan. These deals are only available when you switch in a Carphone Warehouse shop. So get into one of our 81 Carphone Warehouse shops near you. T's and C's apply. Offer subject to availability and 24-month contract.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
So I went and raced from 25 metres, and the rest, as I say, is history.
One little spark in the goal mouth kicked the thing off. Then all of a sudden, it was like a forest fire. They were at it all around the place.
The spark happened, and I'm standing there and I'm saying, right, just go in and hit as many as I can.
Started in front of goal, and that was a sequel. And that's John Casey down there, having chipped a knock to the face.
And I had zero idea what was after happening. I think I could have actually got knocked out for a second or two.
I was actually about to close the headlock thing when John McDermott came in and hit me on the hip and just pushed me out of the way. So pushed me in the path of David Brady. David came in just swinging at everything, so he did.
I threw as many punches, I closed my eyes and threw as many punches as I could, whether it was my own men or Meath men.
It was like something you'd see outside supermarkets. Fellas were in kicking and throwing haymakers and trying to knock fellas out. And some guys did get knocked out, but it was a real fight.
David Brady.
That's brilliant.
Just went in through as many punches, whether it was Meath men or Mayo men.
Close my eyes and swing.
You heard the likes of Lee McHale, Sean Boylan, John Casey in there. That is a section from Brawl, which is the first in our 4-part documentary series called OTB Presents The Classic. It's going to be on air over the next month. The first 2 of them on air tomorrow. Owen Sheehan looking at the Meath-Mayo 1996 Brawl tomorrow on air at 4 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, Raf Diallo's documentary on Neil Shanahan. Champion Neil Shanahan is at 6 6 o'clock. That on the late racing car driver, so well worth tuning in to them. Welcome back to Saturdays Off the Ball. Nathan with you in studio till 5 o'clock. 53106 is the text number. Corner for the Republic of Ireland, still scoreless in Georgia. It was a poor delivery from Conor Howard, but kept alive at the back post. 4 minutes to go until half time. Ireland started brightly, but the Georgians probably been better as the game has worn on. Not a huge amount between the two sides, but again, this is one of those, if you come away with a victory, it won't be a classic, it won't be an unbelievable performance, but you're just delighted to get all 3 points. Ireland lost possession. Georgian coming on the counter-attack, and Ananidze fires a low right-footed shot just a couple of yards to the left and wide.
You'd be worried we were kind of saying, you'd be worried about the amount of ground that their midfielders are able to make up when they pick up a ball. Say at the base of the centre circle. They seem to be able to go from the base of the centre circle to the front of the centre circle very quickly without anybody getting any near them, and all of a sudden now they're in a dangerous position.
And everybody in a green jersey backpedaling.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Why is that, Stephen?
Well, obviously shape is not right, but it's difficult to get a press on and difficult to get a squeeze on if there's no pressure on the ball. So the back four have to come up if they're coming up with him. If they're not up with him, then it will leave space for shots from the edge of the box, which is happening quite a bit.
Like I think with a more out and out 4-4-1-1, if you want to call it. Yeah. Well, no, so we're more of a 4-5-1, let's call it. I think Jeff Hendrick is caught between two stools really at the moment. He can't really go and squeeze his man because he's a little bit worried about the space in behind Robinson, because Robinson isn't really going the whole way back either. But yeah,
it's great if we win it back, but if we don't, then there's gap. Look at that gap in the middle of the pitch there. There's 40 yards between.
Yeah, there is.
Rahan and Duffy.
Ireland won it back, though, as you say, and coming inside is Seamus Coleman, an opportunity for Ireland on the attack. If they'd lost it, there was literally 40 yards of green grass with nobody from either side there that could have been exploited. Our football coverage brought to you with thanks to Paddy Power. For information on responsible gambling, visit dunlewy.net. If you have any thoughts, do get in touch. Shane Keegan and Stephen Hunt in studio. Honesty is the best policy, I find, in times like this, Stephen. So be honest with us. Should myself and Shane be considering getting the flu jab because you've been struck down by lurgy, some terrible disease, and you're spreading it around studio, or is there another reason? Who's to blame for this?
Both. I had a bad, heavy cold and I didn't help myself last night, Nathan. I've done a Kevin Kilban on it.
With Kevin Kilban?
With Kevin Kilban.
Oh.
Do you know what? It's a real championship game. It's a real... Change the subject there. Yeah, real championship game, second ball.
You might be afraid somebody is listening.
You're breaking confidence there because...
Hi wife, how are you? Yeah, I had an early night and you just killed it all. Like.
Yeah, very quiet.
She's actually not too well. So.
I thought, geez, you're throwing her under the bus as well, are you?
Yeah, she's in England at the moment, God bless her, so she
doesn't have to look at you.
No.
Or put up with you, thank God.
Actually, first time in a couple of years, had a fresh shave on... A couple of days ago, I looked like a different man.
Corner kick to Ireland again, sent deep, free header inside the area and saved pretty much on the line by the Georgian keeper. It was a little nudge in the back from Shane Duffy.
I think free header.
Given a free header
there. For John Egan, because he'd literally sent the Georgian.
Egan's
time there, he could have put the ball down his chest. Whistle gone anyway.
I like Egan. I like his character. I like the way he goes about his job, and I think going forward he'll be a big player.
It's hard to see the foul unless it's on the keeper. Is that what he's looking for?
Huge amount in that. So we're into the final minute. It's different to the last time we were in Georgia, where Georgia were absolutely dominant and Ireland barely got a touch of the ball. Ireland have had spells, but very much on turnover ball.
Absolutely.
And it's just far more open, actually, this game, than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
you don't generally see Ireland matches like this been played. They're usually, as you say, quite slow.
Yeah.
Quite dull. This has been end to end without there being a huge amount of opportunities.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what's working for us is, I know we're going to talk a bit about the 21s maybe during the week and their style of play. Like at the moment, on the odd occasion, now there hasn't been very many of it, but on the odd occasion where we have tried to play out from the back, it's got turned over on us once or twice, and you'd be a little bit worried about us trying to do that too often. Whereas when we just lump it, it's not that James Collins is making it stick or that where he's winning a flick on or anything. It's just when that ball comes out, we seem to pick up the second ball every time, and that's how we're getting into the final third quite well.
Jeff Hendricks is there most of the time picking up second ball with Hourahan, so I think we've done okay actually. I know it's 0-0, it's been a good game to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably the last attack of the first half. Ireland going up the right-hand side. Seamus Coleman sliced his cross from the right-hand side, out of play. Seen Matt Doherty get forward once or twice, seen Seamus Coleman get forward once or twice. You feel that's definitely, from open play, going to be one of the better outlets. The issue is both sides have just lacked any sort of quality inside the final third. Will we see Aaron Connolly at some stage?
Yes.
Shane, you feel that if it stays like this, no.
No.
But if Ireland go behind, he will. Stephen, you think no matter what, he's coming on?
I think he's got to put him on. It's one of them Michael Owen factors. If he was English, he'd be unbelievable. Right now, we've got a player who scored 2 goals Premier League last week. Put him on, he's on the crest of a wave. Confidence is high.
You've had more kind of...
Well, I think he's not... He's stubborn for sure, but he's not stupid. He's got to realise this fella's on fire. Is there a goal in him? Like? Especially near the end when they're pushing forward and Connolly can run over the top of people.
Let's hear from somebody who knows, Aaron Connolly better than us. Keith Andrews, the Republic of Ireland assistant manager at under-21 level, was on OTB AM yesterday. I know you were there as well, Stephen. Yes. He was saying he'd be surprised if Aaron Connolly didn't feature in either of these 2 matches.
Some suggestion that Aaron Connolly might play tomorrow or on Tuesday. Is he good enough, ready for it?
Yeah, look, I think anybody that's seen that the Premier League action last weekend, I think would suggest he's ready. He's ready to be involved. That's the plan. The plan is to get as many of these young players through, and of course it's a blow to us for that single game or this double header, because we lose someone who's very, very talented has been key to us. But all the talk is, will he play? Will he come on? I'd be amazed if he doesn't come into the equation. I know James McLean has been carrying a knock, hasn't he? Whether he'll be all right or not. Obviously, Aaron is an option from the left, but he is a centre forward, so it would be a big ask, I think, to throw him in right from the off as the focal point if it was a one striker. But look, he's never kind of he always surprises me. Whenever you think, is he going to do this? Like even playing from the left, he just takes it in his stride. He's got that type of mentality. He's a winner. He's driven. He wants to succeed. He's ruthless in his thinking. So yeah, I would not be surprised if he starts, if he comes on, makes a real splash, whatever it may be. But I think we'll see him in make his debut over the next few days without a shadow of a doubt.
So that is Keith Andrews talking about Aaron Connolly. You have to play him. You have to put him on ahead of all those other players. He came on, started against Spurs in the Premier League, Champions League finalist. All right, they're in a bit of a struggle, as you know, Shane. But the quality of players Tottenham had on the pitch, he took them apart. Like the confidence levels he must have right now. He ain't going to fear going out against those Georgian players.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with everything you said. I'm answering the... There's 2 different questions. Would you put him on, or do you think Mick would put him on?
You would put him on, but you don't think Mick would put him
on. Exactly.
But your experience of Mick McCarthy is that you think he would take that chance.
There's a good chance he'll come on. But only time at time. The game is important.
Yeah, the scoreline. And we were talking just before you come in. If there's 15 minutes left in this and it's a draw, what's Mick's mentality? I need to get somebody on to win the game for me, or let's just play this out as it's going?
It depends on how the game is in terms of the back 4 of their team. If there's space in behind, he'll look at it. I think TC will be vital in terms of 15-20 minutes to go. Shall we give him a little go here? I wouldn't put him on the wing because it's a big responsibility. The fullbacks are flying forward. He's eager to do well. If he does mislead a tackler and go over there, it's not a good thing.
The other thing I'd say is, like, obviously kind of all focus is on Connolly at the moment. We also have to weigh up what can other players potentially give us.
Well, Jack Byrne did so well.
I was just going to say, you look at what Jack Byrne gave us the last time he came in, like, could he be the player who could potentially open up? Now, it would take a bit of a jink around in the system, I think, because I don't think he can play him as one of those out-and-out 3 centres.
Yeah.
Would he be a good player to come on, though, for Callum Robinson? That role Callum is doing at the moment, where he's playing on the right and then wandering into central areas. I mean, could Jack potentially give you 15 minutes in the Callum Robinson role?
Well, the midfield has been, in open play, pretty poor so far. They haven't got hold of it at all. And like Conor Hourhan did it at home against Gibraltar, at a stage when nobody else was doing it. He actually put his hand up and said, I'm going to try and take control here. Hasn't happened from over the last couple of games. Jeff Hendrick again floats in and out, even though he's back playing good club football. And like Glenn Whelan, you feel sorry for him in these games because he's just totally isolated.
I don't, because we need him. In a sense, we need him to be in the middle of the pitch, not closing down people, but seeing danger and trying to defend. He won't bring on Jack Byrne in a 3-man midfield, only on the basis of defending. That's it.
But is it in Mick's nature to change the tactical setup mid-game?
O'Dowda is a certainty to come on. Judge before.
Judge is the one who's been sprung a few times, hasn't he? So you'd expect that could possibly happen as well.
It is scoreless at the break if you're just joining us. Ireland had the best of the chances very early in the game, inside the opening 10 minutes. A free kick from the left-hand side. Conor Hourhan fizzed it in through the air. John Egan got in front of his marker, got his head on it, but it came crashing off the right-hand post. There's a run up the left-hand side from Matt Doherty where he brought himself through.
That really was. That's where now
just ran it out of play, unfortunately, at the very end.
He picked somebody out, you know.
But generally, Georgia have been the better team. And looking at the reaction online from those there, in the stadium, they talk about the pitch being in poor condition, but how the general sense is that it's been a dreadful Irish performance in the opening 45 minutes. In terms of kicking on in the second half and really going for this, so as it stands in the group, Ireland will have 12 points from 6 games, Denmark will have 9 from 5 games, and Switzerland will have 8 from 4 games. Both Denmark and Switzerland still have to play Gibraltar. So you can essentially say it will be Ireland 12, Denmark 9, Denmark 11, Ireland and Denmark in 12. Oh God. I wasn't even out with you last night. I wasn't even out with you last night. Ireland and Denmark will both be on 12 points and Switzerland will be on 11 points. And they all have to play each other between now and the end. You've got to go for this. This is the opportunity. Otherwise, you're backing this team to go and either win in Switzerland or win at home to Denmark.
Okay, so what does you've got to go for it mean? You're saying we've got to go for it.
A second one?
Change the system?
Then leaves... Listen, I actually think a midfield 4 is tighter sometimes than a midfield 3, as you said earlier. Because you have to be in a shape, you have to learn how to play as a wide man and be tucked in. Right now,
that probably requires Jeff Hendrick playing as an out-and-out right side on the right side of the 4.
Doesn't suit him.
It's very, very easy to say he needs to change something, and everybody, every Tom, Dick and Harry will be looking at it and saying he needs to change something. But give me when you think of the specifics as to what could he realistically actually do here?
Well, is Jack Byrne not a viable option? Somebody who can grab hold of the ball, the ball.
Jack Byrne from Callum Robinson. Is that massively going to shake up how the game is going?
It might.
He won't put
totally different type of player.
I think last 15. I don't think it's something, you're looking, is there something that he could do in the next 10 minutes?
0-0, I'll come out of retirement and play.
I don't think you have the option, in fairness.
I tried to do that with you before. Did I not?
Not in your current state, anyways.
No one, Mick.
Let's go to Tbilisi, get the halftime report from Richie McCormack.
Half-time, it's Republic of Ireland 0, Georgia 0. Points are usually hard won in Tbilisi, and Ireland are making sure taking something from today's game will be equally tortuous. Mick McCarthy's side have had to snuff out danger far more often than they created it, but ironically have had the best chance of the game, and in 3 minutes a free kick from the left found the head of John Egan, who instead of finding the net found the post. It took less than 30 seconds for a first Georgian chance, with Valeri Kazajishvili finding himself in space for firing high and wide. The hosts have also gone close, with Kvitalia finding himself one-on-one with Shane Duffy, but instead of going for goal himself, he waited for Ananidze to take the shot, who himself fired just wide. It was the 27th minute before we saw Matt Doherty make an incisive run down the left, but he took too much out of the ball and out of play before he could find his man in the centre. 10 minutes later, Callum Robinson flashed the ball across the box that couldn't be met. And 4 minutes before the break, a wasted Ireland corner resulted in a Georgian break, with Kazajishvili again missing the target. 90 seconds before half-time, Callum Robinson forced a corner, Hourhan again finding the head of Egan, but despite his header finding Loria, the referee blew for some pushing in the box. Ireland ending the half brightly, but a lot of hard work to do if they're to take at least a point from this game in Tbilisi.
All right, good stuff, Richie McCormack there. We will hear more from Richie throughout the afternoon. Post-match reaction to come as well. Our football coverage brought to you with thanks to Paddy Power. For information on responsible gambling, visit dunlewy.net. So still scoreless between Georgia and the Republic of Ireland. It hasn't been great, but maybe, just maybe, it's one of those where Ireland can nick a goal and gain a vital 3 points that would put them on the cusp of a place at Euro 2020. If you missed it, Ireland ran in 7 tries in beating Samoa 47-5. Reaction to that from Johnny Murphy, Keith Wood and Jenny Murphy will be up on offtheball.com very shortly. Before we go to ads, I have something for you to ponder for the ad break and for the listeners. 53106. Who was the better player? Stephen Hunt or James McLean? We'll go to ads.
Really? Join that conversation on Facebook and Twitter.
Go Harvey Norman, go! Whether you need to upsize or upgrade, at the Harvey Norman mattress sale, we have the mattress for you. Up to 50% off Irish-made mattresses. Single mattresses from €139. Plus 20% off all bedroom furniture with any mattress. For the best deals for the whole family, visit your local store. But hurry, these offers won't last long. The Harvey Norman mattress sale must end Monday. Go Harvey, go!
Take comfort in fresh thinking.
At Citroën, we've been driving mobility for over 100 years.
Take comfort in style.
Striving for performance and economy, but always looking good.
Take comfort in choice.
With more models and great features than ever before.
And take comfort in comfort.
Citroën's advanced comfort, so you can relax and enjoy the drive.
Take comfort in the complete range of new Citroën cars and vans at your nearest Citroën dealer. Or find out more at citroen.ie.
Citroën. The United Kingdom is due to leave the European Union on the 31st of October. Brexit will mean changes for people living in Ireland, so it's important that you understand what these changes will mean for you. Many things will remain the same, but some of the changes may have a bigger impact on your daily life than others. It's important that you make sure you are as prepared as possible. Find out what you need to know at gov.ie/Brexit, an initiative of the Government of Ireland.
At the Plaza Group, winning national awards are always nice, like the best motorway service station at the Barack Obama Plaza, Moneygall, and best forecourt facilities at the Galway Plaza. But ensuring you're a happy customer is the real prize for us. Quality fuel and forecourts, Supermax, Papa John's Pizza, Super Subs, Max Place Deli, Bewley's Coffee and Spar. The Plaza Group. Come for the fuel, stay for the food. Award-winning and part of your community. Now open in Kinnegad, just 2 minutes from all Kinnegad exits.
The sounds of laughter, the words of a friend, your favorite song. Sounds mean so much to us, and our world grows smaller if we suffer from hearing loss. At Hidden Hearing, you can trust our expert audiologists to help, with a no-quibble 90-day money-back guarantee to ensure peace of mind. Visit www.hiddenhearing.ie or call 1850 21 44 88. Hidden Hearing. Life is worth hearing.
With Sky Q, you can queue all your TV in one place. Queue Netflix in the bedroom or any space. Queue RTE Player for stuff you missed in the first place. Queue Sky Atlantic's exclusive drama showcase. Pause a film on Sky Cinema and pick it up later at your own pace. Or queue Spotify and turn up the bass. Just use your voice to queue what you want in any case. Sky Q, all your TV in one place. Easy. Content depends on subscription. See sky.ie for details.
How's your design meeting?
Bamboozling. Lots of acronyms. They need an EPS of the prototype, a PST summarising R&D and high-res JPEGs. I am so OOMD.
Wait, what was the last one?
Out of my depth. Don't text your mates.
I'm calling Snap.
At Snap, we're your graphic design experts. So let us translate that complicated jargon into on-brand artwork. Logos, visual storytelling, or campaign creative. We'll do the work. You take the credit.
You say design, signage, display, digital, print. We say easy. Snap.ie.
Whoops, it's the annual home insurance bill and no good news as usual.
Change.
Beg your pardon?
Change to AIG. They are providing great savings and real value. Like a new special 50% discount. That's half price. Here, give me the phone.
Make the change. Visit AIG.ie or call us and see how much time and money you could save.
Thank you, AIG.
Normal underwriting acceptance criteria apply. Minimum premium of €210 ex-levies applies and optional extras not included. Applies to new AIG direct home residential customers only. Offer valid until October 31st, 2019. AIG Europe SA is authorised by the Luxembourg Ministry of Finance and supervised by the Luxembourg Commissioner for Insurance and is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland for conduct of business rules.
In this week's Sunday Times, read our exclusive interview with Hillary and Chelsea Clinton on the mother-daughter bond that powers them through adversity. Plus, in a big weekend of Rugby World Cup action, don't miss our analysis of Ireland versus Samoa. Pick up your copy of the Sunday Times or subscribe for €5 a month at thetimes.ie/join.
Are you with Vodafone 3 or Air and looking for a new phone? At Carphone Warehouse, we have better deals than any other mobile phone shop in town. Like, switch to Vodafone and get the Huawei P30 Pro for free. Yes, free! On a €60 a month plan. Or the Samsung S10e for $49.99 with a free wireless charger on a €40 a month plan. These deals are only available when you switch in a Carphone Warehouse shop. So get into one of our 81 Carphone Warehouse shops near you. T's and C's apply. Offer subject to availability and 24-month contract.
Across Ireland. This is the IMRO Radio Awards Station of the Year. This is News Talk.
Good afternoon, I'm Tina Gates.
A Donegal man has appeared in court in Northern Ireland, charged in connection with the murder of 2 UDR soldiers in 1972. 67-year-old John Downey from Ards in Creeshla handed himself into Gardaí yesterday after losing an appeal to challenge his extradition. He's charged with the murders of Lance Corporal Alfred Johnson and Private James Eames, who died when a car bomb exploded at Enniskillen in County Fermanagh. Mr Downey was remanded in custody after the PSNI objected to bail, claiming he was a flight risk. The Green Party leader has been accused of not understanding the needs of the people in rural Ireland after comments he made about car sharing continue to cause controversy. Earlier this week, Eamon Ryan stated a village of 300 people needed just 30 cars to operate. He has since said that his comments have been misrepresented and he was merely highlighting the options available for a small town or village. Kerry Deputy Michael Healy-Ray says Deputy Ryan isn't in touch with the rural reality.
Clearly what he stated was if there was a village or a place where there was 300 or 400 people living, that those people shouldn't possess motor cars of their own, that instead they should have a few cars in a village and they should walk or cycle or make their own way down to the village to get this car that they would then carpool. It was a nonsensical statement.
A trainee solicitor from the Law Society of Ireland's Blackhall Place Law School says they need to come down hard on a WhatsApp group circulating offensive messages. It's after some male students were found to be sending inappropriate comments to one another about their female colleagues. The woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, says the Law Society needs to bring whoever is responsible to account.
They're currently saying they're investigating it, and I think if they find out that it is true and there was offensive messages, I think there needs to be a hard stance on whoever said such messages or who started that WhatsApp group, because the person who started that WhatsApp group started it with the sole purpose, and that purpose was clearly to objectify women or demean women. So I think if they single these kind of acts out as unacceptable, that'll just set a tone for future students and for future people in this profession. So I think that needs to be done.
That's it for now. All news updates are on our website. That's newstalk.com.
News Talk weather.
Thanks to the AA, you can find our lowest car insurance price online, guaranteed.
Showers becoming more widespread this evening, though staying mainly dry in the southeast. Light southwesterly winds and highs of 12 to 15 degrees. Now you're up to date on News Talk.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
You're welcome back to Saturday's Off the Ball. Nathan with you till 5 o'clock. Second half just underway in Tbilisi. Georgia 0, the Republic of Ireland 0. No changes for either side at the break. The Republic of Ireland with the first attack of the second half. James McClain has really struggled in the game so far, getting it to pretty much the corner flag, managed to hook across in. The keeper came, didn't collect it, almost landed on the head of Jeff Hendricks, but he managed to get back and rescue the situation, the Georgian keeper, so it remains scoreless. Shane Keegan and Stephen Hunt are in studio. James McClain, a positive piece of play there. We asked the big question. Shane Keegan put it in my mind during a previous ad break.
Yeah, can I add, it wasn't
who was a
me.
better player, Stephen Hunt or James McClain? Kevin from Leitrim was the first one to respond. This is not a contest. James McClain has scored multiple winners for Ireland in huge games. Hunty's only contribution in a big game was to get sent off against the Czechs.
Oh,
that is harsh.
That wasn't the big game, by the way.
That is harsh.
Listen,
You contributed in big games.
I will not make a comment on this. I haven't made a comment on this.
Well, he's not making a comment because James McClain has more caps.
Yeah.
But I was looking through your Premier League appearances. You have how many Premier League appearances?
I don't know. 146 or something.
I don't know. 146, you say? 146? So you said, well, I definitely have more Premier League appearances than him. Turns out that James McClain has 158 Premier League appearances.
So what's that? How many more than me?
I'll be honest with you.
How many have I got? How many have I got?
The comment I actually made was, have you ever seen two players so similar in attributes as James McClain and Stephen Hunt? To which you somehow seem to pick up as an insult to Hunty.
Well, because I paid him a compliment. I said that Stephen Hunt is a better footballer than James McClain is. There are similarities, but Stephen Hunt technically is a better footballer than James McClain. Maybe McClain has other qualities?
Was.
Yeah. Well, certainly. But you never lose that.
Two footballers who get up and down the line, who a defender, who a manager can trust to get back and do their job for him defensively, who can deliver a decent cross.
Anything else?
Get you the odd important goal.
Yeah, in my club career, not international.
Yeah, I
career.
suppose. Yeah, that's true.
You only scored one international goal?
Yeah, I had to fight for the penalty to get that. To be fair, that was the one thing I didn't do enough of with Ireland, was score enough goals.
Why not?
My fault.
Was it your fault?
Of course.
Managers had you camped in front of Kilban, was it?
That and trap, yeah.
He was too busy covering for Kilban to get far enough up the field to...
53106 is the text number if you want to get in touch. Text from Mark McCoy. James Collins is out of his depth. Hendrick, living off a few games for the Euros, simply isn't good enough. Jack Byrne is a far better footballer. Roy Maguire, Hendrick trotting around like his boots are made of concrete about 8 seconds behind the play. Get Jack Byrne on for him.
Rovers fan.
Well, quite possibly. But there's a lot of people who are very big fans of Jack Byrne.
He was
and the impression he made, particularly when he came on against Bulgaria and demanded the ball off the other midfielders and off the centre halves. But Jeff Hendrick is playing week in, week out for a good Premier League team.
Jack Byrne is not going to go on as one of the out-and-out centre midfield three. It's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. If Jack Byrne is going to go on...
You think he'll take off one of the three attacking players?
Exactly. I think it has to be for Callum. I think the most likely one is we'll see... if we're going to see Jack Byrne, we're going to see Jack Byrne for Callum Robinson with 8 minutes left on the clock. Unless he changes
and that pitch as well looks a bit lively as well, so
then it depends how
it's okay having Jack Byrne on the ball, but who he gives it to then dealing with it as well has to be able to deal with it.
In an ideal world, I think the whole country gets very excited if you make a double change where James Collins +1 comes off and Aaron Connolly plus Jack Byrne comes on. I think now everybody gets excited.
There could be a chance here for Georgia. Good defending though by John Egan, hooking the ball over his own head. So I think the three of us were out watching the Irish under-21s on Thursday night. We had live commentary here on Off the Ball. A scoreless draw against Italy. A lot of the talk afterwards was obviously about the double sending off of Moise Keane and Troy Parrott. But the big story was that for the fourth game in a row, Ireland were massively impressive. A step up in opposition every single time. They were more than a match for Italy in general play. Ireland lacked a cutting edge. That was probably the big frustration, I'm sure, for Stephen Kenny, that actually for all the possession and all the good play, that there were shots from distance. There was the free kick from Malumbi. They didn't create too many clear-cut opportunities in and around the opposition penalty area. But even the very fact that we're saying that shows just how far this team has come. What did you make of the performance?
I just love the fact that you watch an Irish team. We're playing against Georgia. Before kick-off, before a ball was kicked this evening, the Irish players would have either through Mick actually said, probably not Mick actually saying it, just, I don't know, it's just the way, the mentality we get into. The assumption would have been there that, right, they're going to have the vast majority of the ball, which they have had, and we're going to have to try and see what we can do with those being the circumstances of the game. Now, you've had the 21s play the other night against Italy, one of the top nations in the world. You'd imagine that would be the assumption that they would have been going under. And no, absolutely, they not for 1 minute believed that it should naturally be the case that Italy should have more of the ball than us. I think it finished 52-48 in terms of possession, just barely in favour of Italy. But they wanted the ball, they were comfortable on the ball, they were prepared to play out from the back. It's just the expectancy around them. They're a different mentality, isn't there?
They were excellent on the ball, and then they were excellent off the ball with their press, so it can be done.
Oh, big chance for Georgia. They've had a couple of corner kicks in a row and headers from close range, and was there a handball? And it was corner kick, came into the back post, headed in from the edge of the area and then flicked up off the head of the hand in the end, actually, of one of the and the arm of one of the Georgian players, and over the top of Darren Randolph's crossbar. So it is a free kick to the Republic of Ireland. Like, to talk about the quality of this Italian side, so they weren't really missing players. Nicola Zaniolo, the Roma player who's been playing Champions League football, he's with the senior squad, but that's it. So it's not as if they're missing 4 or 5 players who are in with Roberto Mancini's. In fact, Mancini released the centre back and the left back, Pellegrini, to play with the 21s. Like, Pellegrini, the left back, 22 million. He signed for Juventus during the summer. Their captain Locatelli has played for AC Milan almost 50 times, and then they brought Moise Keane and Cutrone off the bench, who cost 45 million between them. Now, Moise Keane, for the 15 minutes he was on, looked comfortably the best player on the pitch, and certainly the biggest, the strongest.
It seems strange he didn't start,
Like, how much of what we saw on Thursday night do you think in a year's time will we be seeing with the senior team? Do you think this time next year, when we're 3 games into a Nations League campaign, the Republic of Ireland senior team will be playing that style of football?
Yes.
Absolutely. But my argument is that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be getting fantastic results.
Yes.
But I do think we will be playing that style of football. I think it's
Do you think it means it's more likely we're to get good results?
No. Yes.
Nice to see you're definitive.
No. You can be naive as well sometimes. You have to have the players to play that way.
But that's the one thing I was wondering about this.
To senior football, let's not make any mistakes about that.
But the one thing I was wondering was, and what I sort of felt was the real positive, was that actually that the players aren't relevant to what he's trying to do. Because
agree with you 100%.
Look at that back four that started the last night. Leo Connor's never played senior football. Conor Masterson has yet to play senior football. Darragh O'Shea went on loan last season but hasn't made the breakthrough at West Brom yet. And Liam Scales is playing at UCD, who've had a nightmare season at the back. Yet they never looked under any real pressure. All of them wanted to get on the ball. All of them were demanding their midfielders to come and take the ball. Caoimhín Keller would roll it out to them. So actually, all four of them may well, and you hope, go on, develop and get to play at senior level under Stephen Kenny. But imagine in a year's time he's there with Matt Doherty, Seamus Coleman, John Egan and Richard Keogh.
But you've hit the nail on the head when you said the players in theory are somewhat relevant, because Stephen's managing 20 years now, and every team he's ever managed has played the exact same way. So he can't always have just magically landed at clubs where there was loads of ball playing footballers. Now, the interesting thing is going to be, you see it very much actually at Cork at the moment. I think you're going to have a similar scenario where you've gone from a Cork team in the League of Ireland who are so used to playing one way for the last few years to now a manager trying to get them to play another way, and they're really, really struggling with it. Will Stephen experience the same problems? Because, under pretty much our last three managers, including Mick, we've been playing a certain way, and he's going to ask us to play a very, very different way, and that will probably take a bit of time, all right.
Georgia looking very dangerous over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Again, just sort of bypassing the Irish midfield. Quick balls from back to front, going over Hendrick, going over McLean, and suddenly putting real pressure. There was a cross from the right-hand side. It was well defended. I think it was Seamus Coleman who got back to defend well. What Shane's talking about there, a different style for the Irish international team. How relevant is that when that actually, an awful lot of these players at club level play in systems where they're encouraged to get on the ball? That actually, it's when they come to Ireland, it seems as if it's totally different for them.
Yes, it is. Millwall, Malumfi at the moment, he plays in a robust 4-4-2. And he went the other night and he got on the ball and he stayed on the ball. They were well comfortable playing, so he will step up. So Glenn Whelan will leave after this campaign for sure. So who comes in for Glenn? You'd imagine he won't be too far away. I think he's excellent, if I'm honest with you. So he'll step up.
In terms of Glenn, though, is Conor Coventry not more of a Glenn than Malumfi? Malumfi covers a lot more ground, whereas Conor Coventry kind of the other night certainly sat a little bit more in the Glenn Whelan mould.
One of the things that stands out, obviously, is the confidence of these players and everything. Talking to Stephen Kenny, Keith Andrews, they love working with these young players. They're smart individuals. They've got a highly motivated. They're very ambitious. And whenever you talk to any of the players themselves, that comes across quite quickly. I spoke to Conor Masterson after the game, and he was saying that the disappointment in the Irish players' faces shows just how far they've come.
Well, 7 months ago when we met up in March, we weren't thinking at this point we were going to be going into Italy thinking, right, we're disappointed coming off with a 0-0 draw, but the way we've just kicked on, the 2 long tournaments, Sweden, every game we've played, we just grew in confidence, and the results we were putting in, and we just felt, we're disappointed after this game, because we felt we were the better team in the day.
There's always been a feeling in Irish football, and Stephen has spoken a lot about not wanting this to be the case, that we don't have that confidence in ourselves as footballies, as a footballing nation. Like going out there against Italy, do you feel technically as good as those Italian players?
Definitely. I think the future for Irish football is very bright. You can see there, we weren't worried technically at all. We went out there full of confidence, wanting to beat these, and we weren't afraid, put it that way. Back in the day, like I've said it before, 4-5-1, hit the channels, hit the big man up front. Not with our team, to be honest. We want to play football, it's good to watch, and you can see all the fans coming out today. It's basically packed to the rafters, so it's just brilliant for us and brilliant for Irish football in the future.
That is Conor Masterson, the now Queen's Park Rangers defender after the scoreless draw against Italy.
There's a big difference in coming playing 21s football to making a career for yourself in England. So Conor Masterson O'Shea, they all have to go and play games. If they don't play games in England, they're not going to get in the senior team. It's okay going for the 21s. If Liam Scales doesn't leave UCD and go and play football, he won't be playing senior football. So these 21 games are great to highlight our potential, but they're not players yet.
But that's sort of the point I'm trying to make, that actually when you get away from the individuals involved, and even the very best of the ones we talk about all the time, like there's no guarantees with Troy Parrott. Mauricio Pochettino could be gone from Spurs next month. A new manager comes in and spends 40 million. Richie Partridge gets a devastating leg injury and never happens.
And he was the best thing since sliced pan at my age. So it can be unlucky. And he's a great lad as well. And it wasn't to do with effort he didn't make it, he just got a bad injury. So Troy Parrott might pick up a bad injury. These things all happen in football. There's 4 or 5 strikers. They're all going to... So the 4 strikers we have now, Parrott, Connolly, Ida... Obafemi. So they're going to go like that.
5 strikers.
They're going to go up and down. Yeah.
Labby was out injured the other night.
There's a chart. So they're going to go up and down in their careers, but then they're going to level off in a place, whether it be Premier League, Championship, League One, abroad. So over the next couple of years, they're all got loads of potential. But right now, it's only potential.
I think the timing of Stephen's arrival, again, is very, very good in that... Like, I know, obviously, the FAI have got a kind of serious grief over a lot of the things that have gone on in the last 10 years or so. But, I mean, we're now at a stage where it is roughly a little over 10, maybe 11, 12 years that they rolled out these emerging talent centres across the country. So you've got those players now who are coming through kind of at the end of the first wave into the second wave, who are now hitting that 21, 22 age group and that kind of stuff. And like from day one, I used to be down at the Waterford Emerging Talent Centre every Monday night for 2 or 3 years. So I was, and from day one, it was playing out from the back, playing a certain way, major emphasis on technique, all of that kind of thing. You said that Keith commented the fact that they're intelligent players and that they're, he finds them great to work with, that they're, there's a football intelligence about them. I think that has come from that emerging talent centre background. Up until then, it was a case very much so. I think that, if you were playing DDSL, you were probably getting that kind of coaching, but if you weren't, you were in trouble. So would Jason Malumphey have got that kind of coaching? Would Lee O'Connor have got that kind of coaching, if they'd been born 10 years earlier? Possibly not. So I do think there's pluses from that, what we've seen at grassroots level on that side of things.
Still Georgia 0, the Republic of Ireland 0, 61 minutes gone. It hasn't been good from an Irish point of view, and Georgia starting the second half the better, but a breakdown as Georgia tried to bring the ball clear. For a split second I thought Ireland might be able to create an opportunity. Mick McCarthy still hasn't made any changes, and there is that difficulty. He'll understand, I'm sure, as well. Everyone wants to see Aaron Connolly, but in a game like this, do you think, looking at it, it suits Aaron Connolly, or does it suit Shawnee Maguire, or does it need actually a change in system?
I think he'll keep Collins on for as long as he can, but there'll be a time where he'll have to go. Maybe give him 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Especially when they come under pressure, the space in behind is going to be key, and hopefully he comes on and gets us a goal.
Is James Collins good enough for this level?
Yes, I think he's earned the right to be there. I think he came on the last day and did a good job. Mick will like his style. He holds it up well. He brings people into play. So, knowing him.
Look, I think the vast majority of people will look at the game today and say James Collins is not good enough for this level. Like, if Sean Maguire was centre forward, if Dave McGoldrick was centre forward tonight, playing the way we're playing, they would have looked awful as well.
And pitch as well. It's lively.
Completely, and they just look so isolated. There's nobody really getting anywhere close to them. I actually think what will happen is, I think he'll bring somebody on out wide, and I think Callum Robinson will go in centre forward in the next. I think that'll be the first change that we'll see possibly.
So bring on Alan Judge maybe out on the right hand side. Paul O'Hare, who's at the game, saying that at the moment Derek Williams is the only player out warming up. So you would imagine that would only be if there was some sort of an injury.
That's the player's fault. They should be out. If I'm a sub,
how does that work?
If I'm a sub, I'm telling you now, I'm running past the gaffer, I'm running past the Mick.
Winking at him.
Way, like,
hello, Mick.
Any chance, like? I wouldn't be saying that, don't mean tear the hell off me, but I'd definitely be running past him going, get me ready. Like I told you before, I had my shin pads on before I was coming on with trap.
So when players are warming up on the sideline, whose decision is it what players or if players are out? Do the players hop up off the seat themselves and 3 and 3, or is the fitness coach saying you're going out?
The fitness coach would be like, right, you 3 now. Around now, probably knowing him, I had him at Ipswich, so he'll be out there telling them to go and warm up. But what is it, 63 minutes? You're getting itchy feet if you're a sub, like you want to come on. So especially the attacking players.
Ireland really haven't looked like scoring from open play at all during this game, and
even less so than normal, Nathan. Like, we never really look like scoring from open play, but even less so than normal.
It is an impossible job for James Collins out there. He's so isolated. Even if he does pick up the ball, it's almost impossible. Like, there's lovely football now from Georgia as they attack Glenn Whelan, chasing back, doing his job. Oh, is it a foul? It is. It was a cynical foul, an experienced foul, whatever way you want to look at it, from Glenn Whelan. The Georgians attack with pace. It was a ball to feet, pretty much at the halfway line, little flick of the right boot.
Had to do it.
Duffy had to be
set the attacking player free, and Glenn Whelan, in fairness to him, at 35 years of age, managed to chase back, but as the attacking player for Georgia, Zananidze, just cut back inside on the edge of the area. Whelan stuck out his left foot, hauled him down. It was the sort of foul that Glenn Whelan was always going to give away. Yes. Whether it was the right place to do it or not, because it's just outside the penalty area. It's a yellow card for Glenn Whelan as well, and it's a free kick to Georgia. It is about 5 yards outside the penalty area. It's well out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, but this is definitely a chance for Georgia. And if Ireland were to lose here, they would be left with pretty much a mountain to climb to take one of the two automatic places, having to play Switzerland and Denmark.
Nathan, before he even kicks it, I mean, if you're watching the game and you're thinking which team is capable of winning it, there is only one team that's capable of winning it at the moment.
Free kick is taken and it's well over the top of Darren Randolph's crossbar, so a let off for the Republic of Ireland with 25 minutes remaining.
I think Mick will be comfortable with the scoreline right now, knowing him. He's like, yeah, we're okay. They're not really creating any clear-cut chances.
Is Mick happy with it? Like, if it finishes 0-0?
Right now, he'll be comfortable with it, for sure.
If it finishes, if the game finishes 0-0,
he'll probably be okay with it. He'll put a positive spin. I know.
Points-wise, when you do the points tallies,
he'll see us coming to the last game at the Aviva, and the place erupting. He'll see it. He'll picture Holland in his head. I know what he's like. He's
got a great text in, Nathan. You have a listener at the moment from Cambodia.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry, not from Cambodia. Out in Cambodia.
It's probably Johnny Ward, who went to Tbilisi but somehow ended up in Cambodia.
No, it was a friend of mine. Actually, we were talking about the Emerging Talent Centres. He would have coached in the Emerging Talent Centres a few years ago. A guy called Conor Nestor is coaching out there. I think he possibly won the league title with them this year. We
were actually looking to get him on the show a few weeks back.
Really?
But my memory was definitely on the final week of the season they were pushing to win the title.
I think Jamie could have had him on a slot on his show in 98 actually.
He's managing over in the Cambodian League.
That's right. I'm pretty sure they either won the league or cup recently anyway. I know he's doing a fantastic job out there, but he just texted in there to say he never thought he'd find himself in Cambodia and listening to a live stream of Stephen Hunt and
one leashman and
two leashmen.
Born and gone.
Why would you try and deny you're from Laois?
You're from Laois?
Yes.
What?
Yes. You see, he's kept this
Were you born in the Midlands Hospital?
This a well-hidden secret. He lived in Laois.
I teed him up for that one.
Not just born in the hospital and moved straight out, like.
Yeah. How long did you live in Laois for?
A week, hopefully.
What's the week? It was born a week.
No, listen, my mum's side of the family are all from there, so I was.
All right.
Yeah.
Text in saying, lads, Denmark had a tough time here as well. Of course, Georgia kept Denmark to a scoreless draw, which was the reason we all got so excited. Everybody knows Georgia are a bloody difficult team to play against, particularly at home, that they are technically good. But
I was going to say bloody difficult doesn't really isn't the phrase I'd use, because normally when you say bloody difficult it sounds like they're hard to break down. They're more than bloody difficult to play against. They're a very, very good. They're a lot better than we are.
Do you know what? The disappointing thing is we haven't actually made them defend, have we? Really, there's no really anyone creating anything.
We're given all this negativity. There's absolutely no doubt we can still win the game, because all it takes is one set piece, and we do look dangerous off them.
Alan Brown is about to come on for the Republic of Ireland.
That's a really
Alan Brown,
interesting one.
We named everybody bar Alan Brown, and I know Mick likes him as well.
I think he's. I would have been pushing hard for him to have seen playing time a lot earlier than now.
Who were on?
Well, he played last weekend at right full, so
that's my point. So generally plays in the middle. Could play as a number 10.
It's the one I called. Callum Robinson's going into the middle, and Alan Brown will come on right.
No,
or else he'll go central and Jeff will go right.
Okay.
What do you think?
We'll go with whoever wins. I'm the gaffer, you're the assistant.
What are you saying is going to happen?
He'll come on for...
Go on.
Possibly...
Straight swap for a midfielder, do you think?
Yeah.
Anyways, that change hasn't been made. There are 22 minutes left, and we are still waiting for the first change of this game. Marcus Cloudy says, this is not the game for a holding midfielder like Whelan. Bring on Brown.
Did he send that before you called it out?
He did send that.
Look, if
is this not a game for a holding midfielder?
Well, here you are, right? If we're really, really going for it, what you now do is you invert the triangle in the middle of the field and you go with Horahan and Hendrick as your 2, with Adam Brown as your 1 in front of that. Now, that would be interesting to see for 20 minutes.
Glenn Whelan's on a yellow.
I'd be amazed if... It could be.
Well, particularly the way the game has been, whereby Georgia constantly get a run at Glenn Whelan.
Actually, Glenn Whelan, who ran into a defensive position.
Kieran Boyle is watching the game while at work here on Saturday morning in Jacksonville in Florida. Got the game on ESPN3 with the volume down and off the ball on the computer.
Good man. Proper order.
You get more games abroad than you do.
Well, you can watch it here as well. We're watching it right now live in the studio.
Well, we generally do.
What's your plan for the evening? Are you going home to bed?
I'm going to my restaurant to work, actually.
Working down in Tides in Rosslare.
No, be quiet now, Nathan. Listen, there's a reason why you got...
Is there an off-the-ball discount for anybody in tonight?
No.
Tell you the truth, I'm absolutely bulling and missed out on this last night. It sounds like it was a
good night.
It does, yeah.
It was
I weighed up getting involved in Thursday night. It just never occurred to me last night.
It was a joke, like we had... So I brought over some scouts from England. So we had an Indian, right? We had a Nigerian man.
Right.
We had an English man and an Italian.
Right.
And an Irish man.
Bad joke.
I was going to say.
Scouts, agents. It was brilliant.
And who were they impressed with at the under-21s?
Well, actually, do you know what? The Italians behind us who are working for the Italians, obviously, we were really impressed with Ireland's pressing off the ball and how they went about their job. They were impressed with quite a few, actually.
Not going to give away any individual names here, is he?
It's my work.
Come on. Yeah. This is your work as well.
I was disappointed Thomas O'Connor wasn't playing. There you go. He should have been in the squad.
Look after
Here we go. Any idea?
It's okay. He's playing regular in League One, being one of the best players, and you don't...
The plug. There's the plug.
Any idea why Johnny Hayes doesn't get called up to the Irish football team? Asks Willie in Galway.
Oh, he's another Stephen Hunt, James McLean kind of type player, yeah.
Oh, you're accepting the comparison now, are you?
Yeah. Oh, listen, there's loads of wingers in the squad. He possibly should be in the squad, yeah, for sure.
That change hasn't happened yet for the Republic of Ireland. 20 minutes left, still Georgia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. Do get in touch. Our football coverage brought to you with thanks to Paddy Power. For information on responsible gambling, visit dunlewy.net. Of course, this the second part of a double header on a big, big day for Irish sport. That after the Irish rugby team sealed their place in the World Cup quarter-final earlier today. 7 tries in a 47-5 victory over Japan. Let's hear from Joey Carberry.
It was a really good collective. It was pretty tough out there with 14, but I thought we came together really well.
I can't speak for you, but it seems that finally you've got that flow back again. It's been a tough 2019 at times for you, especially with injuries, but it seems now you're on the upward curve again, especially when it comes to your form.
Yeah, definitely. Like I felt back to my old self kind of today for the first time in a while. I'm just delighted to kind of be back out there, but huge credit goes to the medical staff and Foxy especially. He's done incredible hours again.
How tough was it at the start of this injury process? Because I guess it's easier to speak about it now when you're back, basically.
It was tough. Like I just didn't feel as agile, and it took time. And I'm glad that I've had faith put in me, and I can kind of come back to normal now. So it's great. I'm in a good place now.
And we can speak on that level about everybody in the squad as well. Like we all know about last games in the pools and injuries being picked up by Ireland. It's kind of like a sense of relief that everybody, of course, with the exception of Bundy being available next weekend.
Yeah, I suppose like it's we had a kind of a rough start. First couple of weeks were kind of rough with injuries and stuff, but it seems to be we're kind of all getting to the stage now where we're fully fit. So it's exciting coming into this week ahead.
I'd say I'd love a crack off the All Blacks.
Yeah, I suppose whoever we play against will be up for it completely. It's such an exciting week, one of the biggest weeks of our lives, so we're going to be giving it everything.
Enjoy it. Best of luck.
Guys.
You've been building nicely, haven't you? Obviously, I know the result didn't go against Japan, but you can see performances just moving in the right direction, so everyone must take a lot of confidence from it.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of work put in this week, and I suppose with the 5-day turnaround and kind of having a few fresher legs this week was probably a good thing. So yeah, I think we're coming together nicely now.
And really nice little kick for Andrew Conway's try. So you must have been just like you say, I suppose partly relief, but chuffed to be able to sort of be back at your best.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to kind of come back on and feel good. not be worrying about the ankle. And Conway's a good man to chase the ball down. I've done it a few times with him now, so I knew he'd be there.
It's going to be a difficult selection job for the coaches for next week, though, isn't it?
Well, like you said, like the injuries, everyone's kind of fit now, so I suppose it's a good place to be where everyone's kind of up for grabs and we'll be pushing each other through.
Just the last one of that, which was a better grubber kick, that one or the one against Gloucester last season?
I don't know, probably the Gloucester was off my left foot, so probably that one.
Yeah, that is Joey Carberry after Ireland's 47-5 victory over Samoa. Lots more reaction to come from the Irish camp between now and 5 o'clock. In Tbilisi, though, it is still Georgia 0, the Republic of Ireland 0, and we don't have a manager between them in studio. Shane Keegan and Stephen Hunter here with us, predicting what would happen with Mick McCarthy when he brought on Alan Brown. Well, neither of you got it right because it was a direct replacement in the end. He just brought him straight on for Callum Robinson.
He brought him straight on for Callum Robinson, but he swapped Alan Brown and Jeff Hendrick. From
it looks like more of a 4-2-3-1 now, with Brown and Whelan almost sitting as the two, and then three behind. Powerhen as a number 10, Hendrick out wide.
I think if anything, Brown will probably find himself as the highest of those three. No, I think it's still 1 and 2. Looking there now, Glenn is our midfielder in our own half, and the two lads have gone kind of a bit more further forward. But Jeff has definitely gone out wider than Alan. Alan is kind of the inside. He's right of the tree, whereas Jeff is now gone to the front tree technically.
Maybe it's all part of the master plan as McLean attacks down the left hand side, sends a cross in deep. It might still be there for Ireland. Jeff Hendrick in the back post fires in a volley, and it comes off the side netting. Had a bit of time maybe to lift the head, pick out a pass.
James Collins will be fuming there. He's looking for him to help it back in across the
scraps as
box.
well.
Like, have a look here. I mean, James Collins in a half decent position there, help it into the area, and he's rightly not happy. In fact, there's two of them in there.
Maybe it's all set up for Aaron Connolly to come on with 5 minutes to go and score the winner. The Mick master plan.
Yeah, but I just think about Connolly there. He's coming on. If he is coming on, he's coming on for scraps, like. But he does fight for the ball well. I give him that. I've seen him loads, and it's a difficult game to come on to.
It's going to say an awful lot about Mick's mentality as to whether he sees whether this is a good result or not, because you could make a case for Sean Maguire, you can make a case for Aaron Connolly, Jack Byrne, but they're all very attacking changes.
This again reinforces right now our goal scoring problems. There aren't goals in this team. James McLean is the top scorer.
OG is joint top goal scorer
in this campaign.
They've all got one,
That may change. It is dependent on players making the breakthrough at senior level, as Stephen said, and there's no guarantees with any of them. Aaron Connolly, you'd feel, is pretty much there, but Troy Parrott, Adam Ida still need quite a few things to go in their favour over the next little while.
They're all potential.
Is that been too kind to the management to say we just don't have a Robbie Keane out in the pitch? Do you not have to build a system where, because you don't have an out-and-out goal scorer, you have another way of creating chances?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, when Stephen takes over, we will score more goals and we will concede more goals. Do you know, it's just certain people try and play the game in a certain way.
Concede more goals, because this under-21 side aren't conceding many goals. And I watching them, the sort of almost brainwashing that's gone on in Irish football.
Brainwashed with these 21s, aren't you?
I am a little bit. Because you can actually get excited about it. It's so rare. And because you do watch these players in the Premier League and they never look out of place. They all look comfortable. They can all get the ball down and pass it around at club level. And you were the same yourself. But when it came to playing for Ireland, it was a totally different style of football.
Yes, you played to the manager. Glenn Whelan's interview with RT last week on the TV was similar. You play for the manager what he wants, how you go about it.
But you don't need to be unbelievably defensive to have a good defence.
Okay, but the only other caveat I'd throw in there, in fairness, in the comparison that you're making, is that international football, the average goal scored in international football is well down on the average goals scored in club football.
It's just not as exciting.
Because the stakes are higher and people are less willing to take a gamble and that. So, look, that's, but at the same time, we should be able to put together better performances than we do.
We need to take a quick break. There's 13 minutes left in Tbilisi. It is still scoreless between Georgia and the Republic of Ireland. Get your texts in, 53106. We'll talk you through the closing stages next.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
Coming up on Alive and Kicking this weekend. How to turn a negative self-image around with ex-Mountjoy inmate Gary Cunningham. Lucy Wolfe on how she ended up as a baby sleep guru. And will the flu destroy humanity? I might be getting a little overexcited, but when you have an expert in virology coming on, these are just some of the questions you write down.
Alive and Kicking with Claire McKenna.
Thanks to Repromed.
This Sunday from 9 a.m.
on News Talk.
Productive afternoons with Harvey Norman. Need more you time? Ask about our range of large capacity washing machines with quick wash functions in Harvey Norman today. Now, where's the remote?
Go, Harvey, go!
This Irish success story is brought to you by Guaranteed Irish.
Did you know that Black Knight is the leading Irish-owned web hosting company with 84,000 customers in 130 countries? Based in Carlow, Black Knight employs 48 people, providing domain names, email and web hosting using the latest technology and responsive customer support. Guaranteed Irish welcomes companies that are altogether better choices for our communities. So look out for it. GuaranteedIrish.ie. Altogether better.
Fly with Cathay Pacific from Dublin Airport to over 70 destinations across Asia and Australia and move beyond the familiar. State-of-the-art cabins, world-class entertainment and award-winning service, making sure you arrive ready to make the most of whatever lies ahead. Whether it's the stunning coastline of Sydney, the secluded waterfalls of Bali, or the bustling markets of Ho Chi Minh City. Book now at cathaypacific.com. Cathay Pacific. Move beyond.
You're a spy. You work for the British government.
No, I work for the British people.
Based on the untold true story.
Someone has betrayed their country. The government is lying.
Official Secrets is thrilling, a powerful and vital film.
Biggest demonstration in human history. The war is illegal.
My motive was to stop a war and save lives.
Keira Knightley, Matt Smith and Ralph Fiennes.
Do you want to risk it all?
I have to tell the truth.
Official Secrets in cinemas October 18th, rated 15A.
Last month, the Costigan saved €309 at Lidl. Their shop last week included delicious frozen fruit berries, only $2.25. Chill out with some big savings of your own. Start your big save at Lidl.ie. Lidl, more for you. The Costigan shop between August 26th and September 16th and received a gratuity for participation.
The B&Q 3 for 2 offer is now on, including an unmissable 3 for 2 on all paints such as Dulux and Valspar. For this show-stopping deal, hurry to B&Q. You can do it when you 3 for 2 it. Every third item per single transaction in descending price order free. Offer ends 3rd of November. See DIY.com/DIY/Ireland.
Whether you're peeling onions, picking low-hanging fruit or taking a helicopter view, a consultation with Regan Stein is more than just jargon. Regan Stein is disrupting the management consulting world by delivering cost-competitive instant business results through specialist consultants tailored to suit your company. Visit reganstein.com. Regan Stein. Corporate speak for good business sense.
Food, glorious food. You can't beat the classics. And when it comes to that classic combination of fashion, food and films, you can't beat Swords Pavilions. Pick up some bargains and sit down to some fantastic food and the biggest blockbusters. And with Five Guys, Milano and Zaytoon now open, there's even more action. Swords Pavilions, just off the M1 with 2 hours free parking.
In this week's Sunday Times, read our exclusive interview with Hillary and Chelsea Clinton on the mother-daughter bond that powers them through adversity. Plus, in a big weekend of Rugby World Cup action, don't miss our analysis of Ireland versus Samoa. Pick up your copy of the Sunday Times or subscribe for €5 a month at thetimes.ie/join.
Kids loving rugby season, but you're not loving the muddy clothes. Harvey Norman has big savings on great washing machines, like the Samsung 8kg washing machine. Its eco-bubble technology is perfect for lifting tough stains. Only $429, saving €100. Or get the Bosch 9kg washing machine. Its large capacity drum is ideal for endless piles of muddy clothes. Now $499, saving €70. And don't forget, at Harvey Norman, we'll match all competitors' prices on home appliances, so why shop anywhere else?
We all want to change our planet for the better. That's why, with the Volkswagen Climate Action Grant, if you're driving a Euro 1 to 4 standard emissions car, you could get up to €5,000 off a new Volkswagen. Choose a new plug-in hybrid, fully electric, petrol or efficient diesel model, and we'll take your old car off our roads. Our Climate Action Grant means that driving a new Volkswagen is easier on your pocket and on our planet. Find out if your car qualifies. Search Volkswagen Climate Action Grant. Terms and conditions apply.
At Air Business, we understand how important reliability, great value and cutting-edge technology is to small business owners. For a limited time only, get a free iPhone XR or Samsung Galaxy S10 with no limits data, unlimited calls and texts for just $48.99 a month excluding VAT. Chat to our business team in-store or on 1-800-245-440 or visit air.ie/business. Air. Let's make possible. Subject to availability, prices for Air broadband customers. For full terms, conditions and fair usage, see air.ie/business.
Football on Off the Ball.
With Paddy Power, the greatest football partnership since Jeff and Heskey.
Georgia 0, the Republic of Ireland 0 in the closing stages in Tbilisi. Welcome back to Saturday's Off the Ball. Nathan on air till 5 alongside Stephen Hunt and Shane Keegan. Aaron Connolly is on the pitch.
Nathan, it's happened.
He has arrived. Our saviour.
The wonder boy. Come on, lads.
He's touched the ball. There's always the fear he can come on for the final 12 minutes in an attacking position.
What a
and not actually
transformation
touch
my
the ball.
interview was had on him. International debut now.
You think
Just
that
all
was
going right from Nathan?
You think in years to come, when he talks about the turning point in his career, it was answering the phone to Shane Keegan.
That's it. Absolutely.
Nothing has overly happened since he came on. He got one touch, laid it off to Seamus Coleman. Georgia have looked dangerous at the back, and Ireland, that is terrible play. Was it Conor Howerhan? A good ball, played forward quickly to the feet of Howerhan, midway inside the Georgian half. McLean had made the run, and he had time to turn, but he tried a first-time flick to McLean, played it miles behind McLean, straight out of play, and with 5.5 minutes to go, it's still scoreless, and this hasn't been a good performance from the Republic of Ireland. Georgia have certainly been the better team. Georgia at the end of every campaign must be absolutely kicking themselves. They always play well.
They do okay,
They never get the victories. But I think Georgia are actually in a decent position to qualify because they are in Division 4 of the Nations League. So they're going to be in the Nations League playoffs.
I always feel on shaky ground when the phrase Nations League comes up.
No, you're not. You're a bit concerned. So one of those teams is guaranteed to qualify.
Okay.
Which means that they'll be playing against teams of a similar standard in the playoff.
Should we not just go down to that level then? No.
Well, we thought we were going down there, but then they changed. We thought we were relegated, but they've changed the system. So we've stayed in the second division. Aaron Connolly running at the Georgian defence.
That would remind me of Michael Owen against Argentina.
Head down, skin about 5 or 6 of them. It has opened up in the last few minutes. He did come on, by the way, in place of James Collins, Aaron Connolly. So he's playing through the middle for the Republic of Ireland. Can they create one chance? There hasn't been a single opportunity for the Republic of Ireland, really, you'd have to say, in open play. That header from John Egan right at the start of the game from a free kick was literally it.
It'd be interesting to know has either team had an attempt in the second half of any shape or form. I'm struggling to remember one, really.
Yeah, Georgia are going to be in the playoff alongside North Macedonia, Kosovo and Belarus.
That's where we want to be.
So one of those teams is going to qualify.
That's where we want to be. How do we get into that?
Well, the way things are going, we might not have to wait too long. Georgia on the attack. Was there a little nudge in the back there for pushing John Egan?
He's not giving it.
Ireland have struck late consistently in this campaign. They get a corner kick with 2 minutes to go. Shane Duffy goes up and delivers the goods. But they're hanging on here, and I don't know.
Are they going straight to Switzerland, or are they coming back?
No, they're going straight to Switzerland. Don't want to keep banging on about the under-21s. But it does feel as though we're just sort of going, let's get through this, let's get to the finals, and then, we can sort of start with Irish football all over again.
Oh, Murph,
Hunty's not having this.
Listen to yourselves. You
can't sit and watch this and think it's any good.
You see, this is he had this in studio before, Nathan. This is the ex-professional footballer snobbery towards Stephen. You see, they think he'll get found out at that level, don't they?
It can't be any worse than this. It cannot be any worse than this. Ireland attacking, and again,
that's a basic pass.
Link-up play between the front three doesn't come off, but also there's this huge gap when the ball went up to the front three.
Yeah, I think the front three.
At least there was 3 this time.
The front three, in terms of when we go forward as a under-21s, and when they break through.
I mean, this is, if he sets this correctly, we're in on a great attack, and I mean that's a terrible touch.
I don't think he can. Sorry, you can't play with wingers these days that are out and out wingers. Like Stephen Hunt these days are dying. Let's be honest with you. Yeah,
well,
are dying.
Stephen Hunt's are
You're
dying.
saying out till 5:30 in the morning.
Stephen Hunt is dying, exactly.
There's definitely shortening their life expectancy.
But they are. You have to. A winger now is literally a centre forward. A Salah, Mo Salah, Mane from Liverpool, all
inside
coming
forwards.
inside forwards, like with
inside
pace.
forwards with the full backs nearly been the wingers then.
Yeah.
So this is Ireland's 6th game of the group, and it will be 6 goals scored in 6 matches. Just 2 conceded. The defence is obviously the strong point. Darren Randolph has really excelled in goal again. Anytime he's called upon, and wasn't really in this game.
No.
But it is the lack of goals that could end up costing the Republic of Ireland, unless they can steal one right at the end of this game. As I said, they've had a habit of scoring late goals throughout this campaign. You think back to that late equaliser from Shane Duffy, Dave McGoldrick last time out against Switzerland, that goal 5 minutes from time. Can they get another one? It's Georgia, though, who are in possession of the ball and attacking into the Irish half of the pitch. There might be a chance for one more Irish change. Georgia, when they do get the ball in the Irish half, play nice football, lack any real quality in the final third as they smash a shot in from 30 yards out. In the middle third, Georgia are comfortably the better team. It's in that final third that don't really have
penalty boxes,
sort of an X factor.
We haven't been well, to be fair, in our own penalty box we've defended well from crosses, but in our attacking penalty box we haven't been in there.
Yeah, it's just that middle third. They open out, they know what's going on around them, they're off the ball movement. We don't have any of that really, and they have been very, very good at it. But yeah, as you say, thankfully for us, they've been quite blunt when they go into the final third.
You've played in these types of games, Stephen, going over to Eastern Europe, and it's a struggle and it's a slog, and everyone criticises the performance, and the pundits will go to absolute town on the team after this.
In the bubble, you're not really bothered. You go, actually, do you know what? It's a draw. It's okay. Let's move on. Switzerland, Tuesday night, is it?
Tuesday night.
Let's go over that and see how we go.
Does he need to change things for Switzerland?
He won't.
Enda Stevens will come back in at left back, I presume.
Yep.
You don't think?
Yes.
Already done enough?
He will.
He will,
certainly. He's having a fantastic season, so he is.
Aaron Connolly might get the start up front.
Possibly.
Is McGoldrick completely out of the picture?
I'd say is
McGoldrick is fit,
come in, I think. Yeah,
they were hoping that he might come in, but
he wants
how
to get
fit he can be. You'd assume if he's fit enough to travel. Ireland on the attack right at the end. James McLean smashes the ball across. Might well fall in the low shot and save. Oh, well, Ireland's first shot in anger of the entire game. 5 seconds from the end, and Aaron Connolly, it fell for so invitingly at the edge of the area. That was the moment.
It wasn't an easy chance, but he actually hit a good strike, in fairness to him, on his weaker foot.
I can imagine it was falling for him. He was thinking, can't believe it's about to happen.
Imagine that, just finished the week off like that.
And he was in the right area. That's the positive thing, is the instinct of him being in the right area of the field.
Nearly.
How do you coach that? I was with Kevin Phillips on Monday. How do you can't. You go where you think you're going to score. And
it'd be good if he could, though.
Look at it this way. Like, my God, if it can be coached, surely Robbie Keane has to.
Well, Robbie Keane definitely wasn't. He definitely wasn't coached.
He has to be the person who can teach Connolly where to be.
Not necessarily, because Robbie was so instinctive. Robbie, as Steve says, Robbie wasn't taught to do that, so therefore it's not written down.
Everyone must be a centre forward, like. Everyone tries to be a centre forward, but you just can't.
So Ireland's best chance from open play comes right at the end, and to Aaron Connolly, shot left-footed low, got good power behind it, just that little bit too close to the goalkeeper.
It was a tough chance. Like, we're not saying it was a big chance. It was a very, very tough chance. Would have been a cracking goal if he had finished it from there.
We are too slow at getting up. Look, Shane Duffy hasn't moved from his 18-yard box.
He's well inside it.
Look,
when you count the woodworkers not being on target, I guess that's Ireland's first shot on target for the entire game.
It's the first.
Give him a chance.
I can't even. Go on,
Aaron.
Aaron.
There could be a chance. Aaron Connolly's in behind. This is the chance. Into the area. Connolly. Side netting. What an opportunity in injury time. Georgia were on the attack. It broke down, and Glenn Whelan on the half volley hit it beautifully forward, 60, 70 yards. Connolly got in behind the Georgian defence.
I think it's his second touch is the one that kills him, is it?
On his tie, and his touch just drifted him slightly too far to the left. He got the shot off, but into the side netting. That was the moment you felt for Aaron Connolly.
What a chance.
Initially hit it across the goalkeeper.
Yeah. He was chasing it, you see. That second touch, just as we were saying, just took him a little bit too wide. Now, I don't know if the touch had come narrower, maybe the defender would have got to him.
I thought he could have went across him.
Here's Derek Williams.
Yeah, Derek Williams on in place of Conor Hourahan.
It's a strange move.
Maybe there's an injury, maybe they just want to shore it up.
There you go.
Right at the back. Maybe it was the pitch. We've spoken about the quality of the pitch throughout, that the ball just bobbled awkwardly for Aaron Connolly, which forced him to take.
It kind of hit his shin or his knee, didn't it?
To the left.
It wasn't under control, was it?
You do need to hit it across the goalkeeper in that position.
But he has done brilliantly again to open out and manage to sprint away in the manner that he would. I don't know if we'd have too many strikers who would have ended up in the finishing
They wouldn't have
position
got
that he ended up in.
They wouldn't have.
So again, even though he's missed the chance in the end, he has done an awful lot positive there. He has to start.
And you'd have to think as well, with those
couple.
couple of chances, that he does have to start because
Game over already, he's playing. But he has to play.
Phone call into Mick there, Hunty.
Yeah, the lead balloon. Gaffer. I think you should play him.
Well, we've had 10 times more excitement since he's come on the field than we had in the previous. What did he come on in? 85?
87.
And again, it was a bit earlier than that. No, I think he had about 10 minutes.
We went for.
We had an awful lot more excitement in those 10 than we had before, that's for sure.
Well, that is probably that. We're into the final minute of injury time.
This is where he's
a couple
good,
of chances.
For someone so small there, he backs in so well.
Ireland with the ball inside the Georgian half. We're into the final seconds here. And
Pass.
Comes to Derek Williams, gives it out to this left-hand side to Matt Doherty. Heavy touch though from Doherty, keeps it alive, goes back to Williams. Ireland have 4 men in and around the Georgian area if they can get it in quickly. Trying to work the ball up, comes to the left-hand side again. Doherty needs to get it in, he does. Swings it in deep towards the back post. Georgia,
excellent
play for a corner kick. Will there be time to take it?
Time's up.
Time is up, but the referee I think may allow this to continue. They need to take it quickly.
He has to let it, does he?
No, he doesn't have to.
He's letting it happen.
He's going to let it happen. So this is it for the Republic of Ireland. A chance for a proper smash and grab in Tbilisi. Final seconds. Jeff Hendrick strolls across. He needs to take this quickly because I'd imagine the second it leaves the penalty area, the final whistle is going to be blown.
He's a big fan of outswingers, isn't he? They all seem to be outswinging corners. See the way that your man flapped at the only cross he did have to deal with. Surely you put it down his throat.
Connor Howard, of course, off the pitch. So Hendrick takes this corner kick. This is it. Hendrick floats it in there. It's won by an Irish head. It was Shane Duffy, but it's straight at the goalkeeper who claws it to his chest right on the line. And that is that. And Shane Duffy knows it. He drops to the ground because that was a huge opportunity for Duffy. And he prides himself on taking those type of chances. He had them earlier in the campaign. He's been very frustrated at times. The final whistle has gone and the Republic of Ireland have been held to a scoreless draw by Georgia in Tbilisi. Some drama at the end, some excitement to finish up with, but it was pretty shocking stuff for a good 85 minutes of that game. Duffy, powerful header, got up above everybody, did everything right. Unfortunately, just headed it straight at the keeper.
Oh, lads.
Yeah, it is a very, very tough chance. I mean, he's coming onto it and there's a clamour of bodies there, so he's done well to even get his head on it. I don't think he can choose where he's heading it, can he? He's just putting his head to the ball and seeing where the ball goes. He can't choose to try and pick out either side of the net there, in fairness.
3 chances in injury time.
Yeah.
0 in the previous 90 minutes.
3 chances with Connolly on the field, 0.
Yeah, but listen, it's very frustrating because I think we did need to win the game, but it'll all come down now to the 2 massive games. And listen, if you play Connolly away at Switzerland, he can score. We know that.
Well, we're in the position again whereby if you want to qualify for a major tournament, you need to beat one of the better teams in the group. And for Ireland to qualify, in all likelihood, they're going to have to beat either Switzerland or Denmark. Denmark hosts Switzerland in Copenhagen. That one gets underway in just over an hour. That may change things slightly, but at the moment it does feel as though the Republic of Ireland are going to have to win one of those games.
Who do we want to win? Denmark?
No, I think we want Switzerland to win because Denmark have already dropped points in 3 matches, where Switzerland have only dropped points in 2 matches. So therefore, you want the Danes to stay a point further back.
And Switzerland to finish top.
And we finish second ahead of Denmark. You'd like to be in a position where you could draw at home in the...
Would you take a draw Tuesday night?
Away from
no matter whether you take it or not, it's what you're getting.
I think on the back of that performance, you would 100%. Would you take a draw?
Yes.
I think we're an awful lot better at...
We'll beat Denmark at home.
I think we're an awful lot better at trying to get a draw than we are at trying to get a win. So I'd feel a lot more confident about us trying to get a draw out in Switzerland than I would about trying to get a win out in Georgia, to be honest.
Essentially, Denmark and the Republic of Ireland are level. Will be on 12 points apiece
when they
play in Gibraltar.
Yeah.
So therefore it comes down to how both Denmark and the Republic of Ireland do against Switzerland and in their own game. Who gains more points from that?
And Denmark are home to Switzerland,
and away to Ireland, and we're obviously the opposite.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Like, it's going to be so tight. It really, really is.
And there is still that fallback of the Nations League, and after the news, Stephen Hunt is going to talk us through the possible permutations of the Nations League playoff next March.
Yeah.
So a scoreless draw. Aaron Connolly came on. He made the impact. He will be frustrated with himself because the second one in particular was a huge chance. The first shot from the edge of the area, good power behind it, probably couldn't have done a huge amount more, but the pace he has bearing down on goal.
Super plan. I had it all. I had it in my head. I wanted to do it.
Our football coverage brought to you with thanks to Paddy Power. For information on responsible gambling, visit dunlewy.net. Stephen and Shane will stick with us for a few minutes and we'll reflect on what we've been watching and where the Republic of Ireland go and what Mick McCarthy does ahead of that game against Switzerland. We'll also hear some reaction from the camp from Richie McCormack over in Tbilisi. But right now we'll take a quick break.
Join that conversation. Text us on 53106. Texts cost 30 cents.
Smart means savings with Bosch at expert electrical stores nationwide. Save on waste with the Bosch VitaFresh fridge. Save electricity with the Bosch self-cleaning tumble dryer. Save detergent with a Bosch IDOS washing machine. Now save more with up to €100 cashback on selected Bosch appliances. At your local expert electrical store and at expert.ie.
Have you thought about life after college? The Aldi Graduate Area Manager Programme is the perfect way to kickstart your career. At Aldi, we put bright, energetic graduates like you on the path to success. You'll have the chance to run a multi-million euro business after only 12 months. And you'll be presented with new challenges and new opportunities every day. Apply now at aldirecruitment.ie. Closing date for applications is November 30th, 2019. Aldi, every day amazing.
Fly with Cathay Pacific from Dublin Airport to over 70 destinations across Asia and Australia and move beyond the familiar. State-of-the-art cabins, world-class entertainment and award-winning service, making sure you arrive ready to make the most of whatever lies ahead. Whether it's the stunning coastline of Sydney, the secluded waterfalls of Bali, or the bustling markets of Ho Chi Minh City. Book now at cathaypacific.com. Cathay Pacific. Move beyond.
The B&Q 3 for 2 offer is now on, including an unmissable 3 for 2 on tiles and flooring, like real wood and laminate. So hurry to B&Q. You can do it when you 3 for 2 it. Excludes cut-to-measure flooring, flooring accessories and underlay. Every third item per single transaction in descending price order free. Offer ends November 3rd. See DIY.com.
Does your business use Microsoft 365? Would you like to make and receive phone calls on desktop or mobile phone using your Microsoft account? IP Telecom have helped some of the country's leading technology companies implement this seamlessly in the cloud, including SureSkills, Client Solutions, Radius Technologies, CompuPack, and many more. Contact iptelecom.ie to arrange a free 30-day trial of our hosted PBX with Microsoft 365 integration. That's iptelecom.ie. Compatible with both Microsoft Teams and Skype for Business.
The Great Sofa event is now on at Flanagan Cairns in Bray, with discounts on all sofas, even on special orders. Many display models at less than half price for immediate delivery, and we've lots of other special offers in store. We've free delivery, free assembly and free disposal of your replaced sofa or bed. The Great Sofa event is now on. Flanagan Cairns, Southern Cross Bray, next to Woody's and DID. Flanagan Cairns, furniture for life.
With Brexit looming, it's time for those in business to take control of the things you can and prepare for the things you can't. Bank of Ireland is hosting a series of Get to Grips with Brexit events across the country, bringing together industry experts to help you take practical steps to minimise disruption to your business. Search BOI Brexit and join us at an event near you. The Get to Grips with Brexit series. Bank of Ireland. Begin. Bank of Ireland is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Value is often only in the eye of the beholder. Occasionally, though, it's a total no-brainer. Like choosing a Toyota service pack, which includes 2 services from €299. You'll get the expertise that only Toyota-trained technicians guarantee. Real value, no compromise. It's why 9 out of 10 customers recommend a Toyota service. So check out our superb service pack offers at toyotaservice.ie. Toyota, built for a better world. Terms and conditions apply.
The old dog food isn't all it's cracked up to be, let me tell you. I wouldn't mind, but this lot have saved themselves a right few quid by going online and getting the best possible price on AA car insurance. Surely they can afford a couple of goojons for yours truly. I don't have to have steak every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays is fine.
If you want the lowest AA car insurance price available, you'll find it online. Go to the AA.ie. Who's got clever car insurance? Acceptance criteria, terms and conditions apply. AA Ireland Limited trading as AA Insurance is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Take time out with your family this weekend with the Sunday Independent's 25 Best Autumn Walks.
featuring the best routes countrywide for all ages, from buggy-friendly tracks to adrenaline-fueling climbs along woodland paths, coastal walks or mountain trails. Plus, we've got the best cafes and restaurants for you to relax at afterwards. In Life, Andrea Corr talks exclusively about her deeply personal new memoir. And there's €10 off €50 for every reader at Dunnes Stores. The Sunday Independent, the complete read.
At the Plaza Group, winning national awards are always nice, like the best motorway service station at the Barack Obama Plaza, Moneygall, and best forecourt facilities at the Galway Plaza. But ensuring you're a happy customer is the real prize for us. Quality fuel and forecourts, Supermax, Papa John's Pizza, Super Subs, Max Place Deli, Beauty's Coffee and Spar. The Plaza Group. Come for the fuel, stay for the food. Award-winning and part of your community. Now open in Kinnegad, just 2 minutes from all Kinnegad exits.
Across Ireland. This is the IMRO Radio Awards Station of the Year. This is News Talk.
Good evening, I'm Tina Gates. A Donegal man has appeared in court in Northern Ireland, charged in connection with the murder of 2 UDR soldiers in 1972. 67-year-old John Downey from Ards in Creeshla handed himself into Gardaí yesterday after losing an appeal to challenge his extradition. He's charged with the murders of Lance Corporal Alfred Johnson and Private James Eames, who died when a car bomb exploded at Enniskillen in County Fermanagh. Mr Downey was remanded in custody after the PSNI objected to bail, claiming he was a flight risk. The Green Party leader has been accused of not understanding the needs of the people in rural Ireland after comments he made about car sharing continue to cause controversy. Earlier this week, Eamon Ryan stated a village of 300 people needed just 30 cars to operate. He has since said that his comments have been misrepresented and he was merely highlighting the options available for a small town or village. Kerry Deputy Michael Healy-Ray says Deputy Ryan isn't in touch with the rural reality.
Clearly what he stated was if there was a village or a place where there was 300 or 400 people living, that those people shouldn't possess motor cars of their own, that instead they should have a few cars in a village and they should walk or cycle or make their own way down to the village to get this car that they would then carpool. It was a nonsensical statement.
A trainee solicitor from the Law Society of Ireland's Blackhall Place Law School says they need to come down hard on a WhatsApp group circulating offensive messages. It's after some male students were found to be sending inappropriate comments to one another about their female colleagues. The woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, says the Law Society needs to bring whoever is responsible to account.
They're currently saying they're investigating it, and I think if they find out that it is true and there was offensive messages, I think there needs to be a hard stance on whoever said such messages or who started that WhatsApp group, because the person who started that WhatsApp group started it with the sole purpose, and that purpose was clearly to objectify women or demean women. So I think if they single these kind of acts out as unacceptable, that'll just set a tone for future students and for future people in this profession. So I think that needs to be done.
That's it for now. All news updates are on our website. That's newstalk.com.
News Talk Weather.
Thanks to the AA, you can find our lowest car insurance price online, guaranteed.
Showers becoming more widespread this evening, though staying mainly dry in the southeast. Light southwesterly winds and highs of 12 to 15 degrees. Now you're up to date on News Talk.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
It is off the ball this Saturday afternoon. The Republic of Ireland have drawn 0-0 with Georgia in Tbilisi. Let's get straight across for the full-time report from Richie McCormack.
Full-time here in Tbilisi. It finishes Georgia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. A late flourish from the visitors, spurred on by the introduction of 19-year-old Aaron Connolly, almost saw Ireland stage a snatch and grab victory. Ireland's only chance of the first half came on 3 minutes when a free kick from wide on the left was met by the head of John Egan, but the Sheffield United man could only see his chance hit the post. The Georgians produced the better first half chances, particularly through Kazaishvili and Ananadze, but with neither troubling Darren Randolph too much in the Ireland goal. But a lack of creativity saw James Collins isolated up front and offering little, and Georgian chances building in number during the second half. Connolly was brought on for his international debut with 11 minutes remaining and almost capped it with a goal on the stroke of 90, following some good interplay with James McLean. Connolly again found himself in space in injury time, but shot wide while on the run following a Glenn Whelan clearance. And right at the death, a Shane Duffy header from a corner was gathered by Laurier in the Georgian goal. Ireland stay top of Euro qualifying Group D on 12 points, but could surrender top spot to Denmark depending on results in Copenhagen later tonight.
Depending on results is something we're going to hear a lot about, I feel, over the next month. We have been just going through the various permutations
pen and paper
of what might happen and what could happen. Obviously, it's still in Ireland's hands.
Yep.
They go and win in Switzerland. They beat Denmark at home. They're in a brilliant position to qualify. What we don't want happening, if we are to take 2 1-all draws,
So we're going
or
on the
2 draws.
assumption, yeah.
So we're going on the assumption that Ireland draw their final 2 matches.
Which is a decent assumption, in fairness.
In that case, Ireland will finish on 14 points. We do not want Denmark to beat Switzerland this evening.
Yeah.
Because then Denmark can get to 16 points and Switzerland would fancy themselves to get to 15 points.
Yeah.
Which would mean we miss out. If Denmark and Switzerland draw tonight, we could be in a position whereby we play Denmark on the final night knowing a win for either team sends them through. A 0-0 draw would be enough to send us through.
What a utopia that would be.
But a 1-all draw or a 2-2 draw would be enough for Denmark to go through.
This is why you got journalist, or whatever it was, reporter of the
Sports
year.
Broadcaster of the Year, I think you'll find Imro Sports Broadcaster of the Year 2019.
It seems to be gone.
I'd just like to point out
Where's it gone?
it's
It's gone.
What trophy
is it? I thought it used to be up. Did it not used to be up there, no?
I didn't feel.
I
I
left
didn't
it right
feel
there.
like you deserved it.
Where's the trophy gone? Someone's robbed the trophy. Did you rob the trophy?
The trophy gone.
I couldn't be looking at it.
That's the Sports Programme of the Year trophy that's gone, missing.
You're going to have to go on the hunt for the other one. Do you want to play a game of hotter and colder? I play hotter and colder with my 4-year-old the whole time. Yeah, you start wandering around the studio there.
You eventually find out.
Hotter or colder as you're wandering around.
The reason we're doing the permutation, Stephen, I guess, is because after a performance like that, it's certainly hard to see Ireland going to Geneva on Tuesday night and winning. To flip that, and listen, Irish teams pull performances out of the bag all the time. Yeah. What does Mick McCarthy have to do differently on Tuesday night?
What do I think he has to do, or what will he do?
Does he change? So he's pretty much settled on this 4-3-3 system.
He'll play the exact same
4-5-1
way.
system. Does he change that system?
He will not change the system now. So that'll be.
But it's not working. It's not creating enough chances. Or is he looking at it going, actually, we're not conceding any goals?
But they'll have to play better. They know that with the ball, for sure. I think maybe if I was going to go with somebody, he might go with Alan Brown to play.
But you say, Nathan, that it's not working for sure, right? So let's go with the permutation 2 there from the 2 you've called out, right? So let's say Denmark and Switzerland draw tonight, okay? Now Mick McCarthy is looking and saying, okay, if we go to Switzerland and we draw, and then we're at home to Denmark and we draw 0-0, we're through. Does he think the 4-5-1 can get those 2 results from? Absolutely. 100% he does.
So what you're saying is I need to explain the permutations to Mick McCarthy before he considers things.
He will consider
in the hope that I've got them right.
I think the big difference here is going to be that a lot of the country thinks things are going badly, and Mick is going to think that things are going well. And that's where the big...
If you give him one soft game at home to Denmark, with all the history, it's not great, granted, Martin O'Neill's result.
Oh, well, the history is they battered us once, but all the other games have been dull, nothing between the sides.
Yeah, I don't think... I think Mick will think everything's going to plan.
Aviva rocking, and Mick will heavily lean on the fans to come out and support that week. And I can hear him saying it now, right, we need you now. Last game, get us over the line.
Is it not a bit depressing that you're saying everything's going according to plan after we've just drawn 0-0 in Georgia?
I'm saying Mick would think everything is going to
I'd keep confusing you for Mick.
Yes, I don't know. It's that slight difference in how our careers have gone. But anyway.
Definitely.
He too would have struggled to keep that Go United side up. Don't beat yourself over the head about it.
And by the way, I got an interview for that job. He let me down, like.
Which? Oh, you negotiated my move to Galway.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. You got yourself the loan.
What?
50% of nothing is still nothing.
Then also negotiated Lee Grace leaving me, Nathan, which essentially was my nail in my coffin, by the way.
Now we're getting to the root cause of all this.
Couldn't stop a man earning a good living, could you?
From what you know of Mick McCarthy then, Aaron Connolly, that's going to be the talking point. And when you have entered the stage, a performance like that, we all know what happens next. Mick McCarthy's going to go on RTE in the next few minutes. It's going to be tetchy. Tony O'Donoghue's going to go, that wasn't good. Mick will go, I thought it was great. And everyone goes, what game was he watching?
Yeah. Mick will know, he'll manage the players now. Right, lads, well done, it wasn't pretty. Let's be honest with it, we know we can do better. We need to pass it better, we need to play better. I can hear him in my head. Get ready for Tuesday, recover now and rest up and go. We'll be ready to go.
Does he stick with that midfield three? Does he stick with Whelan, Hourahan and Hendrick?
I think he will.
Hourahan the last 15 minutes, probably give the ball away a couple of times. cheaply that he might think, okay, maybe Brown has got a goal in him from midfield.
Look, I think a lot of people, maybe somewhat late in the day, certainly since his return, have come around to thinking, do you know what, Glenn Whelan actually does a very good job for Ireland, right? But even taking that into account, the fact that Glenn Whelan played 90 minutes today is a strong enough sign that Mick was happy with 0-0.
Yeah.
If Mick wasn't happy with 0-0, Glenn Whelan wouldn't have been on the field for 90
At
minutes.
home, he would have been probably taken off, yeah.
The story of the game, if you're just joining in, was that, well, it wasn't great. Ireland hit the post very early in the game. Brilliant delivery, free kick from Conor Houraghan. John Egan got in front of his defender, flashed a header across goal, comes back off the post, and Ireland hadn't a single shot on target until injury time. Aaron Connolly comes on and has two huge chances. First of them, edge of the area, low shot, good power, straight at the keeper. Couldn't have done a huge amount more. The second one was a Glenn Whelan ball, which he, on the half volley, 50, 60 yards forward, released Connolly in behind, halfway line, backed his pace, whether it was a heavy touch or whether it was a bobble on the pitch, forced him maybe a yard further to the left than he wanted, and he hit it towards the near post but hit it into the side netting where maybe he would have been better going cross goal. And then with the final action, Ireland had a corner kick. Big Shane Duffy comes up, gets his head on it, but unfortunately heads it straight at the goalkeeper. Georgia were good, probably technically better, controlled more of the game. I don't remember Darren Randolph really having a save to make.
And that's why Mick will be quite happy with the performance. There's Aaron talking now. It'll be interesting to hear what he's saying as well on it. But like, it's amazing that we've had more shots on target in injury time than we had in normal time.
Yeah, listen, that alone, we'll have to say Connolly will play on Tuesday if McGoldrick's not fit.
A text in from Paraquititi.
We're struggling.
James McLean is a poor man's Kevin Kilban. Yes, I know. Aidan McGeady is a poor man's Stephen Hunt.
What?
Don't know what he's throwing these out there for.
No,
bit harsh.
I don't know, far away.
McGeady, very different kinds of players.
Different players, yeah.
Different characters.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Kilban yourself and McLean, yeah.
You're just throwing them all into the one little...
There's a lot of captains between that, and I've got
solid
the least
out.
At least amount of Premier League appearances.
Yes, yeah.
Let's not forget.
How many skill I got? Yeah, he's definitely got more.
I think he once told me he'd over 400.
Has he Premier League?
Incredible, I know.
He's a bracket ahead of the two, is he?
See, he devalues himself coming in here spending time with Nathan, because Nathan devalues him, like. He puts him down.
We got him the gig on Dancing on Ice.
I was just going to say, I think that's where the devalue.
The ultimate devaluation.
I think it was Jimmy Bullard's agent that got him the gig on.
Oh, yeah?
Something just to break the news.
Do agents, is that the sort of world you're delving into now in agency? You're trying to get your clients on
Dancing with
the Stars.
Not for me, like.
Would you go on Dancing with the Stars, the Irish version? You know, the one Martin
I turned it down.
They done it before, didn't they? Yeah.
I actually got... No, I didn't turn it down. I got injured.
You got injured?
Yeah. I actually did.
You were going to do it?
Yes.
Wow. And would you go back? It's probably on again soon.
It's probably on. I say I'm not on the list this year.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That could have been great.
He's already a reality star in the back of Fit's family, remember?
Oh, you were? Yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't get invited back that either.
There's a pattern emerged.
I upset the barrel on Tory Davy.
You upset Davy, did you?
Barrel.
Wow. Do you not still see each other down in Wexford all the time?
Really, no.
Wow, there's definitely something here that we should get into a bit more. For libel laws, I think we should pre-record it.
We should stop it there, yeah.
But wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, the look in his eyes.
Fun, isn't it?
McCarthy is a genius, resting lads to go at it hard now on Tuesday. Mick McCarthy's press conference will be interesting because, as you say, he's going to come out, and he can't come out and go, or maybe he does in his Mick McCarthy way, go, that was terrible, wasn't it? But we got a point, let's move on. Nobody ever wants to see that game again.
No.
Johnny Ward thing of doing impersonations nowadays.
No, actually.
Well, I think the best part of it is when Johnny Ward comes back from Tbilisi, where he's just gone for 4 days to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Johnny always has a weird take.
Matt Doherty will be a little bit frustrated because he'll have wanted to have...
Missed chance, wasn't it?
Yeah, but missed chance, or opportunity to play. There wasn't really... when you play with James, he plays in a straight line, and I would have been the same. It's very difficult to have combinations of play. Like, Matt Doherty plays with some serious players at Wolves.
So
have loads of combinations.
The other thing to factor in there is, and I absolutely love him, but I thought Seamus Coleman was very poor.
Yeah, he struggled now.
He struggled there tonight. Like,
but he's never going to be dropped.
No, he's not. No. And I can understand it
with
to
Coleman
a certain
when he has a bad game, he comes back.
It makes me laugh because actually Seamus and Matt are actually very good friends, and it's a weird combination. Trust me, I know the two of them well. Put the two of them together is funny.
that the first of those two Connolly chances, he's actually very unlucky in that the way the ball goes through.
Great
what a ball by Glenn Whelan.
Oof.
There, look.
Yeah, a little bobble just as he's about to hit it.
His knee, shin.
First touch is excellent, yeah. It actually, what happens with the second touch is he touches it with his knee, hoping it'll run on in front of him, and as it hits the ground, it hits his trailing foot or his leading foot, and that's what makes it scarp away. You were saying he should shoot across the goal. He's actually trying to shoot across the goal there, but he just can't catch up with the ball.
Bobble of the ball is forcing
and a bobble as well.
Yeah.
He's hitting it nearly like a half volley, to a certain degree. Do you know what? He'll be disappointed he didn't score. But if you noticed, like in the Premier League, he had one clear off the line, and he tweeted, he took the mickey out of himself or something like that, because he didn't get his goal, because someone cleared it. He won't be one bit fazed by missing.
Right, simple question. If he plays 75 minutes in each of the next two games, you find it hard to believe he doesn't hit the back of the net at least once, don't you know?
If he gets an opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. If he's thrown in for two starts and gets 70 minutes in both games, like you'd be absolutely confident out that he'd find the back of the net.
A year ago, 2 or 3 big Premier League clubs tried to sign him.
Yeah.
That in itself will tell you the homework's done on him, what he is, what he's got. He's got something in it. Hopefully it all comes together.
All right, lads, we will leave it at that for Georgia and Republic of Ireland. Final thoughts, are we going to qualify, Shane?
Yeah, I think we'll...
After all that...
After a glorious 0-0 at home to Denmark in our final game, we're through.
And then the terrible moment where we got our permutations wrong.
You read that UEFA website incorrectly on what happens if we're all level on points.
My voice held up.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You've done well.
No, I'm fine.
Could have taken the easy option and, stayed in bed and phoned in sick, but you did well.
I don't sit in bed anytime.
Good man. All right, Stephen Hunt, great stuff as always. Shane Keegan, we'll talk to you soon. Let's return to the rugby, because Ireland are through to the World Cup quarter-final. 7 tries scored in a 47-5 victory over Samoa. Let's go and hear from Joe Schmidt in the